systems that make us feel completely isolated and disconnected. Today we're exploring whether humans were actually designed to fail.
That's such a haunting premise. What patterns made you start seeing it this way?
We'll look at our fundamental design. We have these incredibly vulnerable offspring that can't survive independently for years. Studies show human babies need care 4 times longer than any other primate species. Our biological systems seem almost deliberately inefficient.
And there's something deeply troubling about how we're wired for social connection, yet somehow programmed to constantly sabotage relationships.
Exactly. Research shows the average American spends 7 hours per day on screens but only 36 minutes in meaningful conversation. We've built these elaborate systems of communication that have become barriers instead of bridges.
You know what's fascinating? Studies show our brains actually release the same chemicals during social rejection as they do during physical pain.
And here's what really keeps me up at night. While we're advancing technologically at this breakneck pace, our fundamental social problems are getting worse. Anxiety and depression rates have increased 25% globally since 2020.
That reminds me of how we created all these tools supposedly to bring us closer together, but they've become walls. The average worker now puts in 47 hours per week, up from 40 hours in 1980.
Right, it's this bizarre paradox. We simultaneously fear technology while worshipping it. Studies show 46% of people say they're addicted to their phones, while 48% wish they could live without them.
Well, that performance aspect is what gets me. When was the last time you saw people having a genuine conversation without checking their phones?
The data on this is stunning. The average person touches their phone 2,617 times per day. We've created systems that prioritize efficiency over human connection, and we can't even remember why.
But here's what I keep coming back to. If we can recognize these patterns, doesn't that suggest we have the power to change them?
You raise an interesting point, but look at how we handle disagreement now. Research shows 64% of Americans avoid discussions with people who hold different views. There's no middle ground anymore.
That's true. We've somehow lost the ability to hold space for different viewpoints. Social media algorithms actually reinforce this by showing us what we already believe.
And meanwhile, we're facing these massive collective challenges. Climate change, inequality, technological disruption, all requiring unprecedented cooperation. Yet studies show trust in institutions has fallen to historic lows.
So maybe the first step is acknowledging where we are not with despair, but with clear-eyed recognition.
The fascinating thing is, anthropologists have found that our capacity for cooperation is actually what helped humans survive and thrive. Our weakness of needing others may be our greatest strength.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like how indigenous cultures maintained oral histories through storytelling and connection.
And research shows that strong social bonds boost immune function, lower stress hormones, and increase longevity. What we perceive as design flaws might actually be features, not bugs.
Well, that's a powerful reframe. But how do we actually put that into practice?
I think it starts with small acts of rebellion, choosing genuine connection over convenient isolation. Studies show even brief, authentic interactions with strangers can significantly boost well-being.
And maybe recognizing that our apparent weaknesses, our need for others, our emotional complexity, are actually what make us uniquely capable of solving problems together.
Because in the end, what no machine can replicate is our capacity for empathy and collective adaptation. Research shows human groups consistently outperform AI in solving complex social challenges.
That's what gives me hope, the fact that we can even have this conversation, that we can recognize these patterns and choose differently.
So perhaps the question isn't whether we were designed to fail, but whether we can transform our supposed flaws into the very tools we need to thrive. Not despite our human nature, but because of it.